Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Closing the Affordability Gap, lender secrets to help you sell more home. So thank you so much for showing up. I find the agents right now that continue to learn, grow, and serve through their businesses, they're the ones that achieve breakout success. And I'm doing these to build a tribe of like-minded agents who win together. And I truly believe that by working together, we can 10x our individual results. So while this market's tough, I'm here for you. We'll get through this together. I've been doing this for 17 years. I've been through similar cycles, and I'm going to thrive regardless. And I'm just looking to bring as many buyers, sellers, and agents with me. So who's ready for some good news and some powerful ways to help a lot of people with their homes? Oh, awesome. Okay, here we go. So the biggest opportunity that we have is also the biggest problem. We have a big problem in our industry, and few people are aware of it, and even fewer people are talking about how to solve it. What is that? Rates, okay. Home prices, economy, yeah, all of those. And here's the one that people aren't really talking about. It's housing affordability. This was released by NAR about 2 weeks ago. This is where housing affordability stands right now. This is where it was back in 1981. The only time housing affordability was worse was back in 1981. Anyone know what happened to rates back in 81? They were over 18%. 18%. So according to the Freddie Mac survey, rates began in 71 in the sevens. In 81, they reached over 18%. Of course, everyone remembers we had about 12 months where rates dipped below 3%. Now we're back to 7%. We're back to normal. Yet the fact that we're in a similar range of affordability with rates that are only in the sevens instead of the 18s, it tells us that home prices are having a big impact on affordability, right? What does this tell you about prices? They're going up crazy. Okay. Yeah, let's take a closer look. This is the Case-Shiller Index. This shows from the mid-80s through present, home prices have gone up over 500%. 500%. So prices are up, rates have risen, and the housing affordability gap is almost at its widest in 50 plus years, and it's still growing wider. In fact, it's picked up speed in the last 3 years. So who does this affect? Okay. On this side here, people that own a home, if you've owned a home during the last 2 to 3 years, you probably have gained about 30% unearned equity, probably locked in the lowest payments on the largest debt of your life for the next 3 decades. So that saves you more money in your pocket during a time where people have record high savings levels. And if you happen to be living in an unaffordable area, you probably got the chance to work remotely. If you're on this side here, it's a completely different situation. So renters are paying more money in rent. That's risen over the last 2 years. Credit card payments are up. Many of them got their hours cut during the pandemic, or what I'm calling the pre-session. And the service industry here, on a service industry, you can't work remotely. It's your job is tied, or your home is tied to where you work. So typically in the service industry, if you want to receive higher pay, you need to live in a metropolitan area with a higher housing cost. So the people on this side, they're getting paid less, their expenses are going up, and it's getting harder for them to even be able to get over here to this side. Does that make sense so far? Well, let's take a step out even bigger. And look at this. There's the housing affordability gap. It's bigger than just getting a home. It is the leading edge of the American wealth gap. So let's think about this. What is the lifetime net worth of a renter? 1,600, 1,700. It's actually about $8,000. So this means you live your entire life. At the end of your life, you have $8,000 that you can give to your kids, to any other charities, to help them have a better life than you did. And on this side of things, what is the average net worth of a homeowner? It's $250,000, right? That goes a long way to helping your kids have a better future. It really is a big deal over someone's lifespan. And now let's talk about demographics. Did you know that there are more millennials than baby boomers in the US? That's right. Millennials are now the largest age demographic in the US. And do you know what the median age of millennials is? It's 34. And how many people know the average age that most people buy their first home? It's about 33, 34. So let's put this into context here. We've got the largest generation in the US is starting their home buying years when it's never been more challenging to get across. The stakes have never been higher. What happens to them, to their family, to their children, and to the rest of America if they never make it across? What we do has a huge impact. And I see the next 5 years here in Oklahoma as being an incredible time that we can help so many families get across this and build a financial future for themselves. And in the process, sure, we get paid, we get a great life, but we truly are helping this next generation. It's a huge impact, a huge opportunity. And I personally feel just super blessed that I get to be the person helping people get across. So the stakes have never been higher. Together, we play a role. Together, we can be the hero to solve this affordability gap. We can help buyers and sellers. We can bridge that bigger wealth gap in America. And who remembers the Indiana Jones scene where he's trapped at the edge of the chasm here? There's no way back. You know, he panics. Sean Connery says, "Believe." And he puts his foot out, takes a leap of faith, and the bridge appears and he walks across. Obviously, Indiana Jones saves the day. But this is kind of how it feels a normal day in real estate in 2023. Every day, it seems like there's a panic moment. There's a moment where we've got to dig down and say, you know, believe and take a leap of faith to find a way to help people. So that's what we do. And that's what we're going to do this year. Let's get strategic on building this bridge. We're going to do this together. We're going to help a lot of renters get to the other side. We're going to help a lot of sellers in the meantime as well. So let's talk about, what does affordability mean? Go ahead and answer in the comments here. What does affordability mean? They've got money. They can afford their life. Okay, yeah, that's part of it. They've got extra funds to live. Okay. Yeah, I mean, on a human level, yes, very much so. Let's for this conversation, let's make it real clear. We've got affordability means buyers can afford the payment. See how much simpler and clearer that means? That makes it. The buyers can afford the payment. That's what makes a home affordable, right? It's not how much cash they have or down payment. It's that payment. And it's actually based on the debt to income ratio. So it's a lender variable. It's a lender term. Who has the key to solve a lender variable? That's right. It's the lender. So here's our market. We've got buyers over here. What do they want? They want the lowest payment, of course. We've got sellers over here. They want the highest price, of course. So this loan is the bridge. We're going to connect the seller's needs and the buyer's needs with the loan. And as your lender, I create that bridge with the financing to make it a win for both. Make sure the debt to income ratio works for the buyer. Make sure the price works for the seller. And we're a team. Your role is to help guide people across I construct the bridge. Your role is to communicate the value and guide them across. We're going to do this together. Teamwork in 2023. Let's do it. So it's interesting. By this point, usually someone has mentioned, this market is red hot. All my buyers are in multiple offers. Homes are selling really quickly. Someone else usually says, well, I keep seeing price reductions. Why is that? Just like we have two sides of that gap with completely different situations, completely different incentives, we also in this market have two completely different markets, right? Anyone ever heard of a dual market? What is a dual market? It's a market where different segments operate independently, where the balance of supply and demand, it's different at different price points. Could be a seller's market for starter homes, and it could be a buyer's market for luxury homes. Does that sound familiar? Okay. Well, this dual market is different though. How this dual market is different is that it is based on affordability. So we've got two completely separate markets. We've got one here, cash buyers. Do rates matter to a cash buyer? Not really. I mean, when rates go up, it actually reduces competition. It's probably better for a cash buyer. Do rates matter to first-time home buyers or renters? Do renters even understand rates? Renters usually understand payment. The way most renters think is A, can I get a home? B, how much home can I get for this payment, right? So this is one market. And then this is the other market, finance buyers and move-up buyers. So are rates important to someone that's sitting on a 3% mortgage? Absolutely. So do you see how there's two markets happening simultaneously? One of these is for cash buyers. It's based on price. And one is for finance buyers, and it's based on the payment. And so in Oklahoma right now, these are usually $200,000 and less. What do you guys see happening in the $200,000 and under market? Hot, multiple offers. Okay. Yeah, it's hot. It's cash buyers, first-time home buyer market. Homes are selling very quickly, right? Selling a home in a $200,000 and under price range, probably the only sales technique you need is a good old-fashioned sign in the dirt. It doesn't take a whole lot to sell these homes. Yet these ones, there's a much bigger opportunity because there's more challenges to get them sold. So this is where we're going to focus our efforts today. These are the ones where we see longer days on market, more seller concessions, and price reductions, right? These are the finance buyers and the move-up buyers. So to recap, the housing affordability gap, it's a bigger problem than ever before. And closing this gap is the top thing you can do to increase your sales. Good news, we'll do this together. So the solution here is a seller paid buy down. We're going to talk through seller paid buy downs, how they work, who they benefit, and what to say. So this comparison shows someone's listing a $500,000 listing at market rate. And then this is just kind of showing if they have an average agent who uses an average strategy and tells them to lower the sales price $10,000, what would that do? Well, if we lower it to $490 at market rate, that's going to save a buyer $72 per month. Would that get you to spend $500,000? Now let's look at what happens when your seller gives $10,000 of their equity toward the buyer's rate. And you'll notice it's going to lower the rate over 1%. It's going to save them $300 per month. Does that begin to make a difference? Absolutely. Any questions on this one before I move on? Okay. So if your seller had a different agent who just told them to lower the price, how much equity would they have to give up to equal $10,000 used towards the rate to match what we're able to do with $10,000 towards the rate? Notice they would have to lower the sales price to $458,000. They would give up $41,000 of the seller's equity to do the same thing that we can do with only $10,000. So the seller's asking, why would I give up $41,000 of my equity when I can do it with $10,000? Now, do you see the power of this? How using this strategy can drastically increase your value to a seller, because in a challenging market like we have right now, you are the only agent that is able to get their home sold and do it in a way that saves them 300 to 400% more of their equity. Powerful stuff. Wow. Okay. Next one. So let's recap everything that the buyer and the seller get when we do this seller paid buy down together. This is a win-win strategy. Together doing this, we're all going to win. So the buyer actually gets a home. And remember, helping them get across that gap. It's a huge deal. We're talking $250,000 over their life. Buyer gets $41,000 more home for the same monthly payment, right? From a buyer's perspective, this probably means a better neighborhood, a better home, a bigger home, better school system. Imagine getting a $500,000 home for a $450,000 price. That's what this is doing for the buyer. The buyer gets a $300 lower payment. Once again, fantastic. That's, a car payment, credit card payment. The buyer gets a rate that's 1 1/8 lower. If they keep this loan for 5 years, the seller's gift of $10,000 of equity results in $17,000 of interest savings for the buyer. And if they keep the loan for 15 years, that's $60,000 of interest savings for the buyer. But here's the most important thing that a buyer is going to get. They're going to love you. You are the agent that your advice helped them get a $500,000 house with a $450,000 price point, save $60,000 in interest, and get across that gap into home ownership and set themselves and their family up. So huge deal, huge win for the seller. And of course, they're going to love you. Now, on the seller side, the seller is going to net 300 to 400% more, right? They're only investing $10,000 instead of giving up $42,000. The seller avoids a price drop stigma. And you all are professional salespeople. I'm sure you're aware, when a seller lowers their price, they do a price reduction. Psychologically, that communicates to the buyer, great, they're desperate, they're willing to accept a low offer. How much lower can I go? It actually incentivizes low offers. And this avoids that. It's also going to expand the buyer pool that can qualify for this house. So would it be important to your seller if 300 more buyers are able to qualify and compete against each other to buy their house? Absolutely. Are there any agents here that do reverse prospecting? Reverse prospecting is a strategy where you can peek in the MLS and see how many buyers are searching in the price range, let's say up to $450,000. Their max approval amount is $450,000. And you as an agent could email them and say, guess what? I am the only person that has a $500,000 home in a $500,000 neighborhood in a $500,000 school district that you can buy on your $450,000 budget. It's incredible. It opens up so many more buyers who can buy your house and only your home. And the next thing this does, it's going to differentiate your home, make it stand out as the most affordable. But obviously the most important thing, the seller loves you. The seller says, wow, I heard about how crazy and bad the market was, yet I had the best agent ever. They had some strategies and some guidance that no one else is talking about. And because of that, I sold my home. I sold it for top dollar and I made so much more. So a win for everyone when we work together. Here's what to say to a seller. So the challenge in this market, it's not so much about making your home attractive, it's about making it affordable. Did you know that if we offer special financing for your home, it will be 300 to 400% more effective than other methods? Here's what this means for you. $1 of your equity applied to lower a buyer's rate is the same thing as giving away $3 in lowering your sales price. How does that sound to you? Fantastic. I'm going to put together a marketing strategy with my partner lender, Will Koenig. This will help you sell your home for top dollar, net the most on your sale, allow more buyers to qualify, and make your home stand out as the most affordable. He'll do the financing for the buyers so they get the below market financing. And would you like him to do the same thing for you on your purchase? Great. I'll connect him with you today. Do you see the power of this? We can use this to help the seller net more money. We can turn around and use it on that buyer's purchase to increase their purchasing power. And it really is an incredible solution here. Here's what to say to a buyer or a buyer's agent. So your role on this is the listing agent. Maybe you get in a low offer and you're going to counter, no, we'd like to sell it for the full list price, but we're going to do something that gives you even more value. So the seller's offering the best value in Gaillardia neighborhood by offering permanent below market financing with our preferred lender. What this means for you is you can get $42,000 more home for the same payment, plus it'll give you a lower rate, lower payment, lower total interest overall. Would you like to see how much you could save with a personalized, with below market financing on this home? Great. The next step is for our preferred lender, Will Koenig at Cornerstone, to reach out to dial in your personalized savings report. Are you open to that? Fantastic. I'll have him reach out to you today. He and his team are the best, and they'll make it easy for you. So as your partner lender, my part's arranging the financing so all parties win. Your part's communicating to all parties so they see the value. I build the bridge, you get people across. We both get to be heroes. Fair enough. I've got some resources I can share for your marketing so you get the word out. And sometimes the wording can vary based on a few things. So please get with me before putting together your marketing plan. We've got the what to put in the MLS, public remarks. We've got some resources for flyers, both online and in print. If you do video marketing, this is an incredible way to use this. I've got some ideas and some templates I can share with you there. If you do open houses, I've got an app you can share. It has contact capture, set up personalized QR codes, a lot of things we can do here. This next one would be reverse prospecting, business to consumer, finding those buyers that are looking up to their max purchase price of say $450 and letting them know on just your home, on just your listing, they can buy a $500,000 home. That is super powerful. And there's a unique way to do that and a unique way to communicate that value directly to these buyers. And then there's another way that we can do this to other agents. So to other buyers agents that have clients that are looking for up to $450 or that are putting in a low price offer that we can counter and get them to accept a higher price offer. So it's a very robust marketing strategy. Sometimes the details on this are different based on your listing. So just get with me and we'll go over that with you. Why this matters to you. A loan officer bragging about how low of FICOs they can do or challenging loan approvals, it's kind of like a car salesperson bragging that all their cars have 4 wheels. It's the lowest basic requirement in the industry. And the market's shifted and affordable homes sell, non-affordable homes do not sell. So you need a lender that can use these financing strategies to increase affordability for your sellers, for your buyers. And this is important to you because without a lender who can bridge this affordability gap, your listings don't sell, your buyers decide to wait, and your clients fall into the gap. They may never make it across. Yet with a lender who can do this, you become the hero. You become the Indiana Jones. You help your sellers sell in a tough market, help your buyers get a better home than they normally would. And not only that, you help them cross that gap, build wealth, possibly save the future of America. So if you don't have a lender that can do all this for you and your clients, let's talk. And just being honest here, the need is bigger than any one of us. I've thought about the market this year. I'm not focusing on fighting for agents or fighting for clients. I'm about assembling a tribe that's going to set out to solve this together and create more value, more production than any one of us can handle on our own. It's time to just like break this market wide open, because the way I see it, this potential market, it's abundant. We've got the largest age group in the US that needs exactly what we sell more than ever. There's more challenges than ever to helping them get that. So it's going to take better strategies, better communication, and a lot of teamwork. So if you've already got a lender that does all this, great. I know some of the people attending have been invited by a Cornerstone loan officer. You're already in great hands. So if you've got a lender that does this, thank them, appreciate them, encourage them, send them all your referrals, because unless all your buyers are cash buyers, you'll probably need them more than ever this year. And if you don't have a partner lender that can do all this for you, then let's talk. I'd love to see if we're part of the same tribe. If not, that's fine. Yet this is me. This is what I'm about. It's about helping as many people get across that gap and live a better life. Thank you guys for joining us today. I truly appreciate each of you. And I've got 2 requests for you before we wrap up. First one here, you'll see this QR code. If you'd like to meet, see if we're in the tribe, go ahead and scan this QR code, schedule a time to meet. We can either meet in person or on Zoom, see if we're a good fit for working together. And if so, we'll begin using this strategy and many more to help your buyers and your sellers in this market. And the second request here, 1 month from today, the first Wednesday of November, please click on this QR code to join us. We'll have a live stream about creating buyers and sellers. And so there's a very powerful exercise that I lead agents through. Typically, when we go through this, they realize they are sitting on between 1 to 7, sometimes $9 million of production, and they're missing it. They're doing all the things to stay busy, and they're missing the easiest source of business. And that's the people that already know, like, and trust you. So we'll go through that, both help identify it and to build out some systems to recapture that business and that production from the people that already know, like, and trust you. So once again, thank you so much. Thank you for your time. I appreciate you. If there's anything else I can do for you, let me know, and I'll see you all soon.